I want to read something to you. It's from December 25th. It's the daytime reading, and it starts like this. From Blessed Paul the Apostle to the Hebrews. Just wanted to show you that there is in the liturgy substantiated authorship of St. Paul to the Hebrews in the 62 Missal. Now, where is this coming from? There's definitely an argument to be made by the people who don't believe that Paul was the author of the Hebrews. And to join us, to help us, to guide us in this dispute, I invite St. Thomas Aquinas to join us. He's got a commentary on the Hebrews, and I just wanted to read some of that because it deals directly with this. He does not go into any of the commentary until he discusses the issues with authorship first. And so let's hear what he has to say. But before we come to the task of dividing this epistle, it should be noted that before the Council of Nicaea, some doubted that this was one of Paul's epistles. This was for two reasons. First, because it does not follow the pattern of the other epistles, for there is no salutation and no name of the author. Second, it does not have the style of the others. Indeed, it is more elegant. So we've got two issues coming up, and these are still the arguments today, and they are, well, he didn't have a salutation, so it's not written in the same way in that fashion, and it's not written the same way in another fashion, that it's just written better. The language is better. It's like St. Paul is, all of a sudden, using a more elegant style. How can he do that? Must not be the right author. Well, let's see what what St. Thomas Aquinas has to say about that. Oh, he says something else. Furthermore, no other work of Scripture proceeds in such an orderly manner in the sequence of words and sentences as this one. Again, another style problem. And that's always what the debate is. It's always, well, the style, the order is different, the style is different. Hence, they said that it was the work of Luke the Evangelist, or of Barnabas, or of Pope Clement, for he wrote to the Athenians according to this style. Nevertheless, the old doctors, especially Dionysius, and certain others, accept the words of this epistle as being Paul's testimony. Jerome, too, acknowledges it as Paul's epistle. To the first argument, therefore, one may respond that there are three reasons why Paul did not write his name. First, because he was not the apostle of the Jews, but of the Gentiles. He who wrought in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, wrought in me also among the Gentiles. That's Galatians 2:8. Consequently, he made no mention of his apostleship at the beginning of this epistle, because he was unwilling to speak of it except to the Gentiles. Second, because his name was odious to the Jews, since he taught that the observances of the law were no longer to be kept, as is clear from Acts 15:2. Consequently, he concealed his name, lest the salutary doctrine of this epistle go for naught. So, he didn't offer the salutation because of the fact that it would not have been received as a salutation. Third, because he was a Jew. They are Hebrews. So am I. And fellow countrymen find it hard to endure greatness in their own. A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. The second argument is very brief. Bear with me here. To the second argument, the answer might be given that the style is more elegant, because even though he knew many languages, I speak with all your tongues, he knew the Hebrew language better than the others, for it was his native tongue, the one in which he wrote this epistle. As a result, he could write more ornately in his own idiom than in some other languages. Hence he says, "For though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge," 2 Corinthians 11:6. But Luke, who was a skillful writer, translated this ornate Hebrew into Greek. So there you have it. Those are some very excellent arguments for why in the liturgy we have called it the letter of St. Paul to the Hebrews. Why is there no salutation? There's no salutation because he himself is a Jew speaking to Jews, and because it would not have been received as a salutation. So we could call it what we might call today a prudential judgment. We have the second argument. Well, the style is so much more ornate. Well, of course it was more ornate. That was his first language, and that's probably why the rest of his letters are such difficult reads. Sometimes you have to look at them a second time because they're so confounding in their structure. Well, this one doesn't have any of that. Why? Because he's very comfortable in speaking, or in this case, writing. So I hope this is helpful, and if it is, hey, share it. And as always, stay hungry, my friends.